Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla. I write things, including this poetry collection that I self-published, and I'm currently working on the fourth draft of the first book in a high fantasy portal pirate duology called Between the Waves. And today's kind of just a writing day. Might span over the course of a few days, but I think it'll just be the one day. I did a little bit of writing this morning already. It went well. I don't really have like word counts or anything to give you as an update just because I'm not really tracking word counts right now. I honestly just feel like it's not useful for the point that I'm at in the novel, which is basically I've gotten through all of the fresh drafting that needed to be done, and now there is a lot of rewriting slash revising slash like editing old words that I had already in a previous draft, in multiple previous drafts actually. I feel like this draft is very much becoming like bits and pieces from previous drafts that worked really well and that will work really well with the developmental edits that I've been doing and kind of like putting them into this fourth draft. I've also been trying to visually stay a bit more organized, which is something that I enjoy doing, but I feel like I've kind of been neglecting a bit. Like in the past, I've put together entire world building documents with like pictures and descriptions of everything in the world that I'm working on, and I feel like lately I have just not been doing that. I think, to be fair, I've been a little bit disorganized, what with like moving and everything. And one way that I found to be very helpful when it comes to kind of organizing all of the mess of documents that I have right now is by kind of like building a hub of all my scenes, characters, ideas, everything that kind of needs to go into building this story, and I have been using Scrintal to do that, which is the sponsor of today's video. I'm going to bring up my board and I'll show you what I've done so far. I think that there is a lot more to be fleshed out. So Scrintal kind of has like almost like a visual whiteboard that you can add different types of elements to. So there's different types of blocks that you can use, different types of headings, images, task lists, just a bunch of variety of basically what you can use to like build a board and make it as organized as possible that's gonna work for you. So for me, something that I started with, because I feel like I always need to add like some sort of visual aspect that gets me excited. So I've started to put together my characters. So I've got this like section for characters over here, which you can see this is the main character, Amaya. I've got a couple different details that I want to start listing about her. I have not filled those in yet though. And then I really like that I can just kind of like scrapbook images around each of my pieces of text so that I can have like the character and then kind of some visual references for who that character is going to be. So I also did that for a few of the other main characters, including Maeve, Gwysin, and Kanan. Also, the new version of Scrintal has like these templates that you can use basically, so you can pick a template and then work off of that. So I actually started with the timeline templates for both book 1, which we can see here, and then book 2. So I've added the scenes from book 1. As you can see, I've got act 1, act 2, act 3. I've started to fill out the scenes. I've tweaked them slightly to remove any major spoilers, but this is basically, these are the actual scenes that I have going into draft 4 right now. And then I also have the Between the Waves book 2 timeline set up and ready to go. I removed all of the text in the scenes for the purpose of filming this, just because they're very spoilery, to be honest. And I've also got like plot threads that I kind of need to keep track of when I'm writing book 2. So I've kept those down here. So yeah, Scrintal's been really helpful. I've used them before in the past, but it's been really fun exploring like the new updated version. But yeah, there's so much that you can do with it. I'm really enjoying kind of keeping like everything on one board so that I can move around and like I can look at my setup for book 1, I can look at my setup for book 2, I can add images and stuff so that I have more of like a visual reference, which I find to be very helpful. As someone who's fairly visual, this has been very, very helpful. So thank you again to Scrintal for sponsoring the video. Yeah, and I'm excited to kind of keep building out the characters especially. I also kind of want to do these almost like mood boards for the different realms because they're all quite different, although there are 9 of them, which is a lot. So I might just start with the main ones that we go to in book 1 and then go from there, but we'll see. So yeah, the plan today, I think I would like to keep building out the characters and at least the visual references, and then I would like to fill in more of the scene cards for this draft of book 1. I have a lot of act 2 planned and sort of outlined, but not as many specific scenes right now, just because so many of them are getting like redone and reorganized. So yeah, that's gonna be the plan for today. Hi, it is the next day. Last night I did some writing. The progress just feels like it's very, very slow right now. Like I'll open up the project and I'll work on it, but it kind of, sometimes it feels like I'm not really getting anywhere. And I think the only reason for that is because I'm not like tracking words at the moment, which is a trap that I used to get in quite often when I first started like sharing my writing journey, was this idea of like, how many words am I getting done? Does that seem like a productive amount? Like how many words do normal authors get done in a day? It's also something that I've talked about during like NaNoWriMo months, writing challenges, and it's like kind of a reason that I try to avoid tracking words as much. Sometimes I still do, but I definitely think I'm in a place right now where I just need to not be doing that. I also think that I just have a lot of other stuff going on in my mind, and I feel like I just don't really have as much capacity right now for writing. So I've kind of just been taking it slow, telling myself there is no timeline. It's gonna be okay. It'll get done. You'll just keep working through the story, even if that's like 10 minutes a day or once a week sitting down and doing some writing. And if that's all it is for right now, then that's okay. All that matters is that I am trying to work through it, even if it is very slowly. I also keep trying to remind myself that, to be fair, the past couple of months are not going to be like a normal few months for me. Like I haven't had as much work, which has then given me more time to work on writing as well as creating content, which has been very fun. But now I'm at the point where I just can't afford to do that anymore. So I am going to be working more. I'm working on getting a second job right now, and it's looking like that is going to be a thing very soon. So I think the sooner that I can put myself in the mindset of like, slow is steady, like we can't always be working on our writing projects all the time when we're not full-time writers. As long as I can get myself in that mindset, I think that will like kind of give me the compassion and the space to keep going. And I think that's going to help a lot with me not getting sucked into this idea that I'm being unproductive just because I'm not as productive as I was a few weeks ago. I actually think that I'm going to go for a little drive. I feel like I need to go and have a journal. I might go and try to find somewhere to like sit by the ocean, do some journaling, and also maybe do a little bit of writing, or at least just some like writing focused journaling, if that makes sense. So not necessarily adding words to the manuscript or to the draft, but rather just sitting down with my like notebook for Between the Waves and just writing out my thoughts and sorting through any issues that I have. So that's what I would like to do. So I did go and do some journaling. I went to this little like lookout spot off the highway, as you saw. I did actual journaling, and then I also have this notebook that I put like a little Between the Waves mood board on. And I use this when I feel like I have stuff that I want to work through when it comes to Between the Waves. Like I'll kind of just like empty my brain onto the pages. I'll also like track things if I'm trying to track things, keep notes, track like edited chapters, written chapters, that sort of thing. I try to use this at least. So I did do some kind of like, not brainstorming, but definitely brain dumping, which is something that I've found to be very, very necessary while I'm going through this whole like developmental edit stage. It's just taking like so much energy and so much brain power to try and keep track of everything that I am trying to keep track of right now. Like it's a lot. So I'm trying to like work through problems as they come up so that they don't just pile up, because there's already just like so much in the story right now that has piled up that I just don't want to add more things to the pile for me to have to work through. But yeah, I worked through a bunch of that today, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do any more writing today. Like I said, my brain is pretty at capacity these days, so I'm glad I did some sort of like brainstorming and I did get through as much as I could, and I think it still went well. Again, slow progress is still progress. That's what we're focusing on right now. It has been genuinely helpful also to use Scrintal to kind of like mood board, brainstorm, plan everything and keep it all in like one place. So thank you again to them for sponsoring this video. I've enjoyed their software every time I've used it now, and there have been some fun updates. So if you're interested, I will leave any links and information about Scrintal down below so that you can check them out. But that's like, yeah, that's what I've been using kind of to track everything, to like make my character mood boards. That's what I'm going to use, I think, to do, like I said, the kind of mood boards of the realms. But I have to wait until I have a day where I actually have like the capacity to make a mood board for all 9 realms. Some days I consider just like cutting it down to 3 realms. Why do I need 9? I don't know why I picked 9. There actually is kind of a reason, but yeah. Anyways, so any information on Scrintal I will leave down below so that you can check them out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope that your projects are going well. This is just your friendly reminder that if they're going slow right now, or they've been put on pause, or you feel like you're really struggling with them, that's okay. There's always going to be like little dips in the process. As long as you just like keep working a little bit each day or a little bit each week or whatever you have the capacity for, that's what matters. So yeah, I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here and watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.